And hey guys, how's it going? I'm Miles here with Rotten America. I'm here with Jake from Peiphery. Say hi, Jake.
Hey.
Jake, welcome back to South Florida. How you feeling?
Great, love it. Weather's good. It's the middle of winter for me normally, so I get a nice little break from it.
Very cool. How's the tour going so far?
Great. I mean, every band on this tour is just ridiculous, and it's really cool to be on a bill that everybody just sounds incredible.
Very cool. So I got a couple personal questions I had specifically for you.
Sure.
How are you enjoying your endorsement with Ibanez, and how has that made you feel as far as being your own guitarist now, having your own guitar for everything?
It's cool. I guess I have a hard time reconciling that as wow, that really happened, and it's just kind of like one of those things you dream of as a kid, maybe possibly happening, and I never thought it would happen. I didn't think that anything was special, but when you put enough work into something, and this band, it's really because of Peiphery. It's like
right.
I know that I can play some things and I can write some things, but I don't think that it would be possible if it wasn't for the whole band doing what it does.
That's awesome. So you guys basically get stuck on that bus all day. How do you not go nuts on the bus? What do you do to entertain yourself?
We try to make each other laugh. That's like the biggest thing, and it's a lot of fun because everybody's really twisted. And then when the bus is stopped, or even when it's moving, we play video games, or we listen to music together, or we sleep. Lots of sleeping.
That's good.
Yeah, just kind of, we've done this quite a few times, so it seems to be getting easier and not harder. So that's good.
Very cool. So you basically had this album set, and it pretty much put you on a pedestal almost to give people some new material, but also keep your classic Peiphery sound. Do you think both those albums, Alpha and Omega, did you justice for that?
Yeah, and I think it also did a good job of establishing where we were at that period of time, because really, that's how I like to treat albums, is that's where we were as musicians when we wrote and recorded it, and I think every year that goes by that changes, so you really get a snapshot of where we are as musicians as far as the music's concerned with these albums,
and you can tell you've grown. Yeah, it's for sure.
Thank you. I'm glad it comes off that way.
So you're obviously playing some of the new songs live. Which songs do you look forward to playing that you haven't played yet?
The Bad Thing was a surprise. I didn't know how that would go over live, and it hits so hard when it comes in, and that's a really fun one to play. And on the guitar, I have this octaver patch from my main rhythm tone, and it just sounds so chunky and fat, and it's just really satisfying. So that's kind of one that I really like. And I also am digging Alpha, just because it's the arrangement's very adventurous. It goes from
there's key changes. There's
it's a nutty song. So those two are pretty cool.
That's awesome. So I know Clear was just an EP for you, but did you take anything from Clear that you put towards this album, as far as ideas or at least writing concepts?
Yeah. Initially, we were going to do Juggernaut with a producer, and we were looking up producers. We did some test tracks, and it just didn't seem to be working for what we were going for this album. And with Clear, it was just kind of this thing that we planned on doing, and what it ended up doing is showing the creative ability of everybody in the band.
Exactly, and you can see everyone's difference.
So, and the fact that we could produce music and kind of get it sounding pretty cohesive on our own, so that we were well, why do we need a producer for this? I mean, we're not
save the money, right?
We're not. Yeah, I mean that's a bonus, but we're not closed off to the idea of ever working with a producer. But for Juggernaut, I think we made the right move by doing ourselves, and Clear really showed us that we can do that.
Did it take a little more time, or was it kind of on the same pace as Peiphery 2 as far as the time it took to produce?
Clear or Juggernaut?
To produce Juggernaut.
It actually went a lot faster, and there were certain parts that were a lot longer, like the creative process, because we were working together as a band. And with Peiphery 2, Misha was the helm of every song. Everybody contributed to the songs, but it was Misha's
project.
But I mean, we were already operating as a collaborative band, but I guess the ideas that we had for Peiphery too, where it was like me and Misha, or Misha and Mark, and Misha and Nolly, or whatever it is.
Right.
But now everybody had say on every song, and maybe 1 to 3 people worked on a song, but the 6 of us all sat in a room and arranged it and added parts and took away parts and just collaborated in the arrangement sense and the compositional sense.
Were there any songs that almost went untouched by like the other members, or was everything kind of a like give and take?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's just like everybody, if they didn't contribute something melodically to one song for whatever reason,
It would be like a critique almost, like.
Well, when we went to the arrangement process, everybody had to be involved. So there were pretty much every song at one point had all 6 of us in a room scrutinizing the sections.
All right, very cool. I think I got like just a few more questions.
Sure, whatever you need.
So let's see. People going in, sorry.
Yeah.
I think that's actually just about it. So, last but not least, what is the biggest concern with playing the new album live?
Just making sure it's tight, and we're doing it justice. Because like one of the things that we focused on in terms of just songwriting and composition is making sure that the vocals aren't being stepped on by the other instruments. Because traditionally we do things instrumentally first, and then it's
And
like,
then
here,
add vocals,
Spencer, put
yeah.
vocals over this. And we wrote everything with vocals in mind, so there's a lot more space, and there's a lot with that space. Everything's more under the microscope live,
Right.
so
It was more of an arrangement, like you're saying.
yeah, and we have to make sure that we're playing it to the best of our ability. Otherwise, people are going to really notice that the songs aren't tight. So that's just all the songs have these nuances in them. So getting it down is important.
Oh, one other thing is you guys pretty much stopped using cabs and gear. Like it's all AXFX and direct input. Does that make it a little easier as far as going on tour? Is it almost like a little more stressful?
Not to correct what you were saying, but we actually did introduce power amp and cabs for everyone. Yeah, it's so like the people in the front row aren't like directly under the PA and can't hear the guitars.
Oh,
and
that's right.
those people have reached out to us several dozens of times and just like, I couldn't hear the guitars, but I want to be up front, like, help. So we got.
So you brought it back.
Yeah, so we use a QSC power amp with Zilla cabs, and the bass and all the guitar players have cabs now. So
Perfect.
yeah, I did cut you off before you finished
you're
your
good.
question,
That was-
but I
that's
just wanted to
pretty much it,
clear that up. Yeah, what was?
Oh, just that was pretty much the whole question was.
Oh, okay.
Were you gonna like have any trouble like as far as putting gear out, or like just being like you said, like you now have the cabs introduced so that people can hear well a little better.
Yeah, and we really try to focus on our live sound. That's very, very important to us, and we understand that the music's like really like dense and layered, and it's to translate it from CD to live is always the biggest trick. So hopefully this helps do that better.
Cool. Well, Jake, thank you very much. This has been Miles of Rotten America. Jake, thank you for your
Miles.
time.
Yep.
All right, signing off.
And